Hi everyone! I'm going to review the different ways that you can work with graphics in CLO. In the following video, I will review how to place a graphic, move a graphic, resize a graphic, extract resized graphic info, so any new dimensions that result as changing the size of your graphic, we can take that info if we need it. How to handle graphics that are placed over seam work, extract graphic placement, so dictating where the graphic is placed up from a hem or down from high point shoulders, over from an armhole, all the ways that you can mark out this information for anybody who needs it. Lastly, I will go over how to review graphics on multiple size ranges or across a size range. You can download the folder that I'm working with called Graphics Practice from the link below and follow along. Once you've downloaded the folder, you can link it to your library through the Add button. Here I've already added my folder. I created a folder called CLO Practice and I've placed the Graphics Practice into that folder and linked the entire thing to my library. So now if I double click into here, I have some graphics and some avatars and some texture images that we can use to go over how you can use CLO for graphic review, placement, and adjustment. So in this folder, there's a mix of things. We have graphic images that are PNGs, so all of the negative space has been deleted. There are 3 CLO project files. We have a small, medium, and a large guide that we can work with. And then there's also 1 Illustrator file. So to begin, we're just going to start with the very basics of placing a graphic. So I'm going to open up my size small, so you can double left click to open. So the tools that we will be working with to add our graphic or adjust our graphic are located here in the 3D window, but we have the same exact tools over in the 2D window. So they do the same thing when you click on them to try and use them. In CLO, there are 2 ways that you can place a graphic. If you have your graphic already linked to your library, and you can see them here, you can right-click on that image and choose Add as Graphic. Once you do this, you will not see any immediate change. Basically, what is happening is now that graphic is in your hand almost, or it's attached to your cursor, whether you can see it or not. Wherever you click next, whether it be the 2D window or the 3D window, when you click to place your graphic, a window pops up just asking you to confirm the size that you would like to place your graphic as initially. So the measurements will match exactly whatever size this image was exported out from Illustrator or Photoshop, but if you want to resize it here, you can adjust that. I'm not going to change the default size. I can do that later if I'm not happy with the original size. So I'm just going to go ahead and click OK. And that is the first method that you can use to add a graphic to your garment. I'm going to go ahead and delete this to show you the second option that you have. So if your graphics are not linked to your library and instead they're just somewhere on your computer, you can still add them if you click on this icon called Graphic 3D Pattern or here Graphic 2D Pattern. It's going to open up to allow you to browse through your computer, locate a folder, and then select an image and open it this way. As soon as you click open, you will not see an immediate result. You need to left click on the pattern that you want your graphic to be placed on. When you place your graphic in the 2D window, you will get an additional menu in your Add Graphic window that will allow you to adjust the positioning of the graphic from the lowermost point or from the highest point, or from the right side of the pattern or left side of the pattern. You will be able to reposition your graphic after you've placed it, so you will have other options aside from this initial window. Once you've placed your graphic onto your garment, now I will go through the different ways that you can edit your graphic. As soon as you place your graphic onto a pattern, CLO automatically switches to the Transform Graphic tool. And this is the tool that allows you to select a graphic and rotate it or resize it or move it. So first I'll review how to resize it and the different ways that you can do that. So if you left click on your graphic, you will notice a handle appear around the graphic. So if you hover over this dotted circle, you will see two symbols. You will see this white double-headed arrow, or you will see these two little darker arrows that look like they're chasing each other. So the white double-headed arrow is what you will click and grab to scale a graphic up or down. So you can freely move this and then let go when you get to a size that you like. When you do this in the 2D window, you cannot see the graphic actually changing as you're moving. But if you do this in the 3D window, you can actually see the graphic adjusting as you resize it. The other option that you have is, as you're moving to resize a graphic, if you right-click while you're in the middle of this action, you will get a transformation box pop up that allows you to adjust the width or the height by either percentage or exact dimension. This little icon here will lock the aspect ratio. So when it looks like a closed link, so if you make any adjustments to your graphic, it will apply to both the height and the width. If you unlink them, then you will be controlling only one dimension independently. The other motion that this tool allows is to rotate your graphic. If you hover until you see the little two arrows chasing each other, you can then click, hold, and move that around. And if you are rotating in the 2D window, you will have the option to simultaneously right-click and adjust your position by an angle amount. If you want to share this graphic or copy this graphic onto another pattern, the way that you can do that is with the Transform Graphic tool. Right-click on your graphic, choose Copy, and then Paste. Once you hit Paste, you will have the graphic attached to your cursor, and then you can click to place it onto another pattern. So in order to share graphics or copy graphics onto another pattern, you must go through the action of copy and paste, or you can easily use the shortcuts of Control-C and V or Command-C and V for Mac. So here, if I just simply have it selected, I'm going to hit Control-C on my keyboard, and if I hit Control-V, it then is attached to my cursor and I can click to place it onto another pattern. You cannot share or move graphics by simply clicking them and dragging them onto another pattern. When you try and do that, you will get this error message because CLO thinks that you're just trying to take the graphic off the pattern, and the program physically will not allow you to do that. And then if you want to delete any graphic that you don't want to have there, you can either right-click and choose delete, or simply select it and hit delete on your keyboard. Next, I'm going to demonstrate how you can put a label or something to show on the inside of your garment rather on the outside. So here I have a tag. I'm going to right-click and add this as a graphic. I'm going to go ahead and place it onto the back side of my pattern. So when you place it, it is going to show on the outside of your garment. I'm going to hide my avatar. I want this graphic to show on the inside of my garment. So to do that, if you click on the graphic, in the property editor, you will see a section called Graphic Configuration. If you expand that menu, you will see Face, and then